This is a 6-year-old Hanoverian mare used for dressage and working at elementary level. Ridden exercise is an integral part of any performance-related or behavioural problem experienced by a rider. Some lamenesses, especially hind limb lameness, may only be apparent when the horse is ridden. Ridden exercise is equally important to try to determine if the rider is actually the cause of any gait abnormality. An overly restrictive rider, or a rider unable to ride in balance with the horse, may cause gait irregularities. Assessment of the tack can also be valuable. An incorrectly positioned or fitted saddle, or a saddle that moves excessively, may cause gait restrictions or lameness. This big moving dressage horse is being ridden in draw or running reins which run from the rider's hand through the bit and down to the girth, because this facilitates the rider's control. The horse should be evaluated from all angles, just as when assessing the horse in hand. The horse should be seen moving in straight lines and circles of variable diameter. Pay attention to any change in direction when the rider changes the diagonal on which they are sitting. Many hind limb lamenesses are more obvious when the rider sits on the diagonal of the lame limb. That is, if the horse is lame on the left hind limb, the horse will appear lamer when the rider sits on the left hind right front diagonal. Watch the horse perform figures of 8 with each circle loop no more than 8 to 10 metres diameter. As the horse changes direction and balance, lameness may become obvious. Here we see the horse in canter, a 3-beat gait. Now we're back in trot. It is useful to perform all the movements of which the horse is capable, since gait irregularities may only be apparent under these circumstances. Here the horse has come to a halt and is going to be asked to rein back. The rein back is a 2-beat gait, the limbs moving in diagonal pairs. The horse should move softly backwards with no resistance, and then in this horse moved smoothly forward to an active working trot. Note the way in which the horse accepts the rider's hand and is soft in the mouth and occasionally mouths the bit. Again, we are preparing for rein back. The horse is stepping back, equal length strides, and then has stopped. And then equal length steps again, rhythmical and even. And then moves smoothly forward into an active trot. Here the horse is moving sideways. This is leg yield. The horse is being asked to move sideways away from the rider's leg, bent slightly away from the direction of movement. Lateral movements such as shoulder in, travers or quarters in and half pass, when the horse moves obliquely forward with the head and neck bent in the direction of movement, are particularly useful to highlight any gait irregularities. The rider has now gone into sitting trot, and the horse has maintained the same looseness through the back and the same acceptance of the bit. The horse is now performing a shoulder in to the right. This is a movement on 3 tracks when the inside forelimb comes in off the track and the horse is bent to the right but is moving towards the left. The horse continued to maintain a regular rhythm. Half pass to the right, the horse is bent to the right, the hind limbs are crossing over, the left hind limb crossing in front of the right hind limb. Note the regularity of the rhythm and the evenness of the stride. Now we're on the left rein, left shoulder in, a little too much bend in the horse's head and neck, but the horse is still maintaining a regular rhythm and maintaining looseness through the back. And now travers or quarters in, the horse bending towards the direction of movement with the hind limbs on an inner track. Again, the horse is remaining soft and supple. Half pass to the left, seen from the front, the horse crossing over both in front and behind and bending towards the direction of the movement. The hindquarters are rhythmically moving and soft and supple. Now a medium trot, seen from behind. the horse taking regular steps but much bigger steps than previously. Medium and extended trot may make apparent either a hind limb lameness due to any cause or a forelimb lameness, particularly that associated with proximal suspensory desmitis. An excellent extended trot, the horse having natural animation and flair, stepping big and coming back in a nice soft way to a more collected trot. Working canter, the horse perhaps not engaged enough from behind, a 3-time beat, very regular, sequence of footfalls in the left canter being right hind, then left hind and right front together, and then the right front, and then a period of suspension. The greater degree of collection will result in a greater period of suspension. In all work, note the suppleness and elasticity of movement of the horse's back. Ask the rider what they feel. I have ridden to a high level and often find it helpful to ride the horse myself, because this may give me a better insight into the perceived problem, which may be easier for the rider to feel than even a skilled observer can see. Here the horse is being asked to work long and low, stretching down through its head and neck.